Hi, this is Jim. September 14th, 2012. The S&P is in a strong uptrend. Above the bands is bullish. The 14-day directional movement indicator is bullish. The plus line above the minus line and the red ADX line rising. So that forecasts or suggests higher prices ahead. Bonds made a top and then it made a first move down, counter trend correction, and bonds look to be heading higher below the bands. And again, the directional movement indicator shows the downtrend. The dollar is in a strong downtrend below the bands, and the directional movement indicator shows the trend as well. The green line is the minus line, the purple line or violet line, whatever you want to call it, is the plus line, and the red ADX line shows the strength of the trend. And when the red ADX line is moving up, that means it's a strong trend below the band. So this one's right now, all odds are it will continue lower. And when the dollar's in a downtrend and gold's in an uptrend, which we'll see in a second here, that tends to be bullish for all the other commodities. So I think most of the other charts here are going to be heading higher. Cocoa is in an uptrend above the bands, testing the lower band. Directional movement indicator bullish. Odds are with higher prices in cocoa. And again, some of these markets could pull back a little. Cocoa could possibly pull back into here or something and make a higher low, but I think it's just going to head higher from here. Odds are with higher prices, but some of these are going to correct a little bit. No matter how strong the markets are, there's always going to be counter trend corrections. That's just the way they work. It's kind of a zigzag thing up. No matter, even if it's just a huge bull market, there's going to be consolidation days and pullbacks. And okay, coffee above the bands. That signals the trend is up. Directional movement good. Now coffee is one I wouldn't be surprised to see come back and test the band. Again, this is an either or. It could just continue. This chart is so bullish. Sometimes they'll just take off and just head higher and just never look back. Oftentimes they'll go up and then they'll come back and test the band. So I'm looking for a test in coffee, but overall this chart is bullish now. The bottom is in. Sugar, I think sugar has just put in a bottom. I'll probably put out a buy signal tonight in the premium newsletter. Again, I got to look that over a little bit first. That's the Japanese yen. That was one I was looking at earlier. Sometimes it does that. It's probably my computer caching it or something, but let's see if I can get sugar to come up here. Sugar, I think, has put in a buy signal with today's action, but again, I got to go look at the numbers. So I'm not sure, but I think this is going to be a buy signal for tonight's newsletter. Just kind of closing above the 10-10 bands. The direction movement has just gone on a buy signal, and so I think we're going to go long, but again, I got to wait and see. So I think sugars has put in the bottom. Natural gas, this is one we're long in the premium newsletter, and it basically is traded above the bands. It's turned bullish this week. It looks like it made a head and shoulders bottom and a breakout this week. And this is one that I wouldn't be surprised to see this pullback, kind of like coffee, what we were looking at on the coffee chart. A lot of times when they make this first move out of the low, they'll pull back and test the bands. So just the fact that this is put in a buy signal up here, though, we did get long, and I'm bullish this one. I think this one's going to continue higher. And you can see the directional movement is just starting to turn bullish. So odds are with higher prices for natural gas. Basically, they did this quantitative easing. They said they're going to do QE3, which means they're going to be printing money, basically. And that's going to be bullish for the economy. And so all these things like crude oil, natural gas is going to be bullish for all these things because that means there's going to be stronger demand because of a stronger economy. Crude oil is in a strong uptrend. See how that red ADX line is starting to move higher, and this market has probably got a lot of upside to go. So that means higher gas prices ahead. That's the downside. on this QE3, as it's going to probably jump start the economy. It's going to be a strong economy, but it's also going to be very inflationary, and I don't know what else to say about it. That's the way it works. I hate to even think about it, but some of these prices are going to be shocking probably over the next few years. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see $8 a gallon gas, and basically everything will probably double over the next couple of years. Silver, strong uptrend, direction movement strong. Continue looking for higher prices. Again, the metals are going up because paper money is going to be getting worth less, and not, and then that's just that drives the metals higher. Gold, strong uptrend. Red ADX line strong, direction movement strong. Odds are with higher prices. See how it goes above, tests above, and it really hasn't. It's just kind of testing the upper band here. It's such a strong trend. It's just testing the upper band. This is gold has huge upside potential. So does silver. I mean, basically right now the sky's the limit. I wouldn't be surprised to see silver just head right up to $50 an ounce. And then there will be, that's an old high in silver, and then there'll be a consolidation. It could consolidate before it gets to $50 an ounce, but we'll see. That's why we take it day by day. Lean hogs, we got long on this bar in the premium newsletter. Today we had a good day, so things are looking good for lean hogs. Higher prices ahead. I think this is just a double bottom low, and higher prices ahead for lean hogs. Live cattle were long in the premium newsletter, and as far as I can see, higher prices are ahead for live cattle. We went long right in here somewhere. We had 2 good days here. Now it's come back and tested a little bit, but I think that's just, if you draw a trend line across here, it's just coming down and it's made a breakaway, and it's just coming down and testing the breakaway, and I think it'll head higher from here. Direction movement indicator is bullish, so odds are with higher prices from here. Again, if you're interested in learning how I do these trades, and if you really want to learn how to trade, sign up for my mentoring. It is a steal at $1,000. I know that sounds like a lot of money, but I mean, for this kind of information, you're not going to find it that cheap. And plus, the quality of this information. I mean, I think you can see on this on these charts the trades we're in. The information is good, and you can. I mean, it's a cliche in the trading business, but you can pay for it with one good trade, and I mean that's kind of the truth, the way this business works. So I would consider the mentoring if you really are a person that is looking to learn how to trade. It's not everybody wants to learn. A lot of people would just rather just take my newsletters and get the signals, and that's great too. That's fine. I mean, I like that idea too, because I like the idea of me doing the work and you just coming home and taking it easy and putting on the trades. That's kind of the way I designed this business. But I know there's also going to be some people that are going to want to learn. So either or is fine. So enough for the sales pitch. Sorry about that. Corn, December corn. Corn made the bottom. I think this is the low day for corn right here. I'm going to be looking to go long corn. I could just buy it in here, but again, I think that's a little early. It really hasn't put in a buy signal, but I think this day here is the low day for corn. Corn is basically heading up to $9 a bushel probably, and then higher. So I think we're going to be getting long corn soon, but it might be a couple days before we're long corn again, because I'm going to wait for a buy signal. Okay, soybeans. If you draw a trend line straight across here, you can see that they broke out and they came down and they're testing this trend line, and this was probably the low day of the test. Thrust up, a couple days sideways. Now it's going to move higher probably. Direction movement bullish, ADX line bullish, even though it did turn down a little. I think just that turn down in the ADX just reflects the counter trend correction here, and then the ADX line will start higher as soon as beans start higher again, which I think is what's going to happen. Again, you never know for sure. I mean, I'm just giving you my best guess on this, but that's where I mentioned before, trading is different than doing analyzing the market. It's like right now it looks to be pretty clear what's going on in the markets, but you still You can always be wrong. You got to make sure that you always have that in the back of your head. And then, no matter how good an analyst you are, that doesn't mean you're going to be a good trader. So there's a lot to this. And again, buy the mentoring. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I can't help myself. Anyway, well, I really, honestly, I do want to. I know there's people out there that could really use it, and that's why I'm kind of pushy about it. I am probably the least person to be a salesman. I mean, I hate selling stuff to people. I mean, that's just the way I've been my whole life. I never wanted to get in a sales job, but there is some truth to it. If you have something you believe in, which I do believe in, this mentoring is going to help most people. I mean, then it gets to be where you become a like a preacher for it. Like, you got to get this, you got to get this, and I'm not that type of person, but you got to get this. Sorry. Anyway, wheat. If you want to look at it in Elliott wave terms, third wave up, probably a fourth wave consolidation. The fourth wave made a head and shoulders bottom. I think the head and shoulders bottom is over. If you draw a trend line here for the neckline, we're just, today's action is probably the breakout of the neckline. Now see how the directional movement spread apart here. On the strong uptrend, the red ADX line was moving up as the market trended, and see how it closed together here as the consolidation went through in wheat. Now I think this thing is just the ADX line will start moving higher here pretty quick, and the purple and green plus and minus lines will spread apart, and wheat is probably headed to $10 or $11 a bushel. And again, that's just kind of minimum projections. There's nothing saying that wheat couldn't end up at $15 a bushel. I mean, again, on some of this stuff with the quantitative easing, the sky's the limit on these markets right now. But we're just taking them day by day. That's one thing I really believe in, is we're not going to get too jumpy or excited. Oats, again, basically it's just in an uptrend, and the directional movement shows a strong uptrend, and this market's going to head higher. So a lot of bullish action. Basically be looking to get long all the markets. Here, let's look at lumber real quick. Lumber's another one that kind of forecasts the economy. I hope I'm not making this video too long, but let's look at lumber. Lumber and copper are two that forecast the economy, because that's housing. And when lumber is bullish and when copper is bullish, that usually forecasts a strong economy. Now what's going on here in lumber is it's been in an uptrend, so I think this is a counter trend correction, and probably this is the low right here for lumber. Lumber is going to head higher, probably sharply higher, and again, I think there's going to be a housing boom and a economic boom, probably led by technology. Lots of new technology on the way. Again, I'm just going by what the markets are saying. The stock market's in a strong uptrend. That's the stock market usually forecasts 6 months ahead what's going to happen, 6 to 9 months ahead. So with the markets showing a bullish economy ahead, that's just what I got to go by. Okay, copper, again, copper is one that when it's in a strong uptrend, that's forecasting a strong economy, and copper, it just looks like it's just started a monster uptrend here. Strong action here above the bands, strong directional movement. So I'm going to wrap this one up. Have a great weekend, have a great week, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks.